senor, no senor. And if you're not why don't I know how to speak? Please cut that reading. Though I'm missing you, though I'll find my ways to get through. Sengibuyile talking to me. Yes, yes. Hey, yes. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for joining my beautiful family. If you are a returning supporter, a day one, a regular, welcome back once again, my love. I truly appreciate you coming back to my platform and showing your girl some support. And if you are not subscribed, please do click the subscribe button right now. I promise you guys there's some exciting content coming for this new year 2022. So I hope you do stick around and join my beautiful family. So let's get into this video. As you guys can see by the title, this is my weight loss journey. If there's one thing I get asked about the most on social media right now, is how I lost weight. How I lost weight. People are constantly asking me to share weight loss tips on my Instagram. Whenever I'm live, that's the one thing I get asked the most. Like, how do you lose weight? How do you lose weight? Please share your workout routine. Please share your diet. Please post your meals. Like, y'all even be asking me for a video of what I eat in a day. And I'm like, oh my god, I just want to thank my mom. I'm joking. No, but I really do appreciate it. I want to say a genuine thank you to all of you guys because as we all know, things such as like weight loss or any form of transformation just, requires a lot of dedication and commitment and consistency. So it's one thing that I'm really proud of myself for actually doing, considering how long I wanted to lose weight. If you guys want to know about my weight loss journey, how I went about losing weight, as well as some tips I have for you guys, then do keep on watching. Okay, so firstly, I want to start off by talking to you guys about just like my history when it comes to my body, gaining weight, how it happened, and why I allowed it to happen. So growing up, I was always the extremely petite kid. Like, there was even a point where I was underweight. I've always been skinny. Like, even as a baby, I was not a chubby baby. I hated food. I had no appetite. My parents used to force me to eat. Like, there's even a story my mom always tells, like, ekhaya xa bendibiza babethi ngumumatha. Mumatha in English means when you like put things in your mouth, like food in your mouth, and you just keep it in your mouth. Like, you don't swallow because you don't want to swallow. So that's what I always used to do as a kid. And there's a time where apparently my mom left, she went to town, and she came back, and I still had food in my mouth. I was not swallowing the food, which is so dumb because when I just put it in the bin and lied to her and said I swallowed it. But that's not being an honest baby, okay? But anyways, yeah, I had those kind of nicknames growing up. I was even called Umkondo because my legs were so skinny. Actually, black families are very toxic because imagine if I still had Mikondo. I'm sure I'd be so insecure about that because, I mean, they used to call me Mkondo growing up as a kid. And there was even a time they used to call me Tiligich, which is like a lizard. Like a skinny, the Durban lizards, the brown ones. Like, I've never seen a chubby lizard child. So they used to also call me that. But anyways, yeah, basically I was always tiny. I never struggled with my weight growing up. I actually really wanted to gain weight in high school because I was insecure of how skinny I was at some point, especially like the beginning of high school. And then as puberty hit, I started being insecure about my hips because now my curves were developing. I was like, oh no, my hips are too wide. Considering I had a very petite frame, I've always had hips. So I was like, why are these things here? Like, and back then the athletic body was in fashion, and that was found much more visually appealing according to society standards and just fashion in general and trends, and even like in stores that those are the body types that they mainly catered for. So I was very insecure about my hips. And then I got to varsity and I loved myself. I loved my body, I loved my curves, I just loved every inch of myself. And I was never insecure about my body for a certain portion of my life, I remember. And then I started gaining weight in 2018. 2018, I was probably -4. I was 21 years old in 2018. Yes, I was 21 years old, and I remember I was going through a lot. Like 2018 was probably one of the worst years of my life. I was going through a lot. I just lost my dad. I was going through a terrible breakup. Like, I was just a mess. So I was going out a lot more. I was drinking a lot more. I gained weight, honey. I gained weight, and 2020, when I was wearing the black sequin dress for my birthday, I even had a pondo. I think that's the biggest I've ever been in my life. I was wearing 77 kgs. Considering 2018, I remember I was gaining weight slowly, and I think my most comfortable weight was 65, and that's also another reason why I made that my goal weight now when I'm losing weight, because I remember when I was 65 kgs, I had gained weight. However, I was so happy with the curves. Like, I was loving my slightly curvy body. Well, curvy body, but also like, you know, slenderish upper body. So that's why I made it my goal weight. So yeah, anyways, I had transitioned from that weight to 77, and you know what, maybe because the time that I had gained weight, I was very much content with who I am. Like, my confidence level were pretty high, that I was aware that my body is changing. However, I didn't hate my body. I hated the inconveniences that came with gaining weight. So for example, if you've been a certain size your entire life, there's certain shops that you go to and you know that I'm this size. So for example, Zara. I used to buy all my jeans from Zara, especially after Topshop closed down. So considering I was shopping at Zara since I was a student, I knew, like, I didn't even have to try on jeans. I'd walk into Zara and grab a pair and just go pay. So those little things made me hate my body even more. Even things like going to shoots on set, and generally stylists source from designers. Designers make standard runway sizing when it comes to clothing. So even things like stylists sourcing garments for me and things not fitting on set, that made me hate my body even more. And then of course there were the people on social media who had an opinion about my weight gain. That made me hate my body more, you know? And what else was it? Just how I felt. Like, sometimes I'd look in the mirror and I wouldn't hate myself, but I'd notice things like my cellulite is very, very bad. And yes, even when I was at my smallest, it is genetic sometimes. I had cellulite. I had cellulite my entire life. But the difference is, when I was petite, I had it like by my hips and right under my bums, naturally in places that I'm very curvy. Now I had it going all the way down my thighs to my knees. I even noticed at some point when I was taking a picture that I had cellulite on my arm, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know you could get cellulite on your arm. Like, those are the little things that really started rocking me about my weight gain. And I also want to touch a lot on body type and the structure of your body in relation to weight loss and weight gain. Now, there's a lot of people when I started losing weight who are like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that you were big. Like, when I posted, I remember there was another year, I think it was beginning of 2020, when I had lost a few kgs, and then I posted like a before and after. I lost quite a lot of weight in a month because I was home for that month, so I was not drinking, I was eating very healthy, all home prepared meals. I cut meat out of my diet, I cut sugar, dairy out of my diet. Like, it was just a very hectic diet that I did for a month, and I lost weight. And just in relation to the comments about how, oh, but we didn't even notice that you were that big before. Okay, when it comes to body types, guys, you will gain in areas that it's your, I don't know how to say this, yes, but if ume kanje, nakau gaina uzogaina kanje. This area that was very small will still probably get bigger, but this area as well that was really curvy is also going to get bigger. But because naturally my body shape is like this, it's an hourglass, then you're most likely not going to notice that I've picked up weight, because naturally with waist, if you have a naturally small waist, you will have a small waist even when you gain weight. It may not be what waist like people would say on social media, but you naturally still have a small waist. I'm sure we've all seen plus size girls or plus size models who have a cinched in waist. So naturally, if that's your physique, that's your body type, that's what's going to happen. If you are someone with a fuller upper body, when you gain weight naturally, it's going to become more visible in the areas. So even when I gained weight, I became super thick, like my thighs and my hips and my bum. So I guess I was also distracting people from the weight that I gained around my tummy area. But because my waist is naturally cinched, you won't really be able to see the weight gain on my tummy unless I turn to my side. So what I'm going to do now is stand up and show you guys something. So this is my waist, right? So if I gain weight, I'll definitely gain weight here, my lower tummy, as well as a little bit on my love handles. And then there's this fat pocket over here. You may not get big here around your rib area, but you definitely can gain weight around this area. This is another area that's very difficult to lose weight, and it's a very stubborn fat pocket. So when I turn to the side, you guys can already imagine that when I gain weight, there's definitely going to be a fupa and a little bit of fat here as well. So in this area, especially because I have not had kids, there most likely won't be much of a difference. My waist will probably be slightly bigger. So yeah, I figured I should explain that to you guys. So it's very easy, especially because this is social media, guys. You can easily deceive people with angles and poses and, you know, so it's easy for people to be like, oh, but I didn't think you were that big, and then see me in real life and be like, oh my god, actually she is big. Because poses, angles, hello, like social media, like guys, social media, let's talk the truth. It's social media, it is what it is all an illusion, okay? It is only an illusion. But I'm not saying we must catfish people, but it is reality. So the reason why I'm even touching on body types and body shapes and understanding your body is just to speak on self-love now and self-awareness, and also just loving yourself in the process of transitioning or trying to make changes or improvements to your physical appearance. Just like any other aspect of your life, as human beings, naturally, it's all about the mind. Where your mindset is at is very, very important. And that's why with all my previous weight loss attempts, I failed, because mentally I wasn't prepared for the kind of commitment it would require from me. And also I wasn't at a point where I was extremely dissatisfied enough with my body to commit to the task of losing it. So that's why I even did a diet in 2020 for like a month. I lost the weight and then I gained weight again because I didn't hate my body. And that's why it's so important to love yourself in the process of trying to improve and change things about yourself. Just because you love yourself doesn't mean that you'll be at a point where you're 100% content. You can have self-love, you can be very kind to yourself and still find things that you want to work on and improve. It's okay, it's natural, it's healthy, we're human beings. We go through different stages and changes in life where maybe this body worked for me when I'm 25, but now I'm 30 and maybe I want a more athletic physique. Let me not hate this body right now while I work towards achieving the goals of the body that I desire, because you will hate even the work that's required to be put into the changes that you want to see. So for example, if you're someone who's dieting and you hate your body, it's going to be 10 times harder for you than someone else who's just adopting this healthy lifestyle and making certain changes, working towards something that they would like to see improve on themselves. The difference is that if you are someone who's dieting because you hate your body and you want urgent results, but you hate dieting, you're most likely going to fail. And I'm really sorry to say this and be the negative Nancy, but I'm speaking from experience. You're gonna even hate dieting. You're gonna hate it. Like, you're gonna hate dieting. And then now you also are not satisfied with the body that you're in, so you're just discouraged, and maybe even have like an unhealthy relationship with food where I starve myself for a week and I actually hate this, let me just order dumped wings. And now you've relapsed, you're back in the cycle of eating unhealthy and you've done nothing for yourself. And you know what, there's nothing wrong with being in that stage. If you are in that stage right now, don't beat yourself up about it. Work on self-love. Be kind to yourself. Speak positively over the body that you currently have. Your body that you have right now is a body that is getting you through life. You're healthy, you can go to work, you can go to school, you know, it's a functioning body. The only thing that you want to do for yourself is to improve. So approach dieting and working out with the same mindset. I need to do a lot of work when it comes to working out because I still hate it. But in terms of dieting, guys, you get to a point where it even comes so naturally to you once you are doing it in the most healthiest way. You know, when you are coming from a place of, I'm adopting this, as a lifestyle change, and I want to see what it's going to do for me. So even when I started my weight loss journey, I had no goal in mind. Like, I had no goal. And I know I just mentioned that I set the goal 65. That's something that I only set when I had started losing weight. I think I was on 69 kgs, where I was like, okay, I want to see how far I can push this. Let me push to lose at least 65. That's when I decided. But initially, when I started the weight loss journey, I had no figures in mind because I really wanted it to be a lifestyle change. Also considering I know my body, I know my genes, I know the family I come from, there's a lot of full-figured women. So genetically, I'm most likely also heading or supposed to head in that direction when it comes to my body type and my body weight. As I grow older, as I mature, my body's settling into itself. Hence even the rapid weight gain between 2018 and 2020, because I've always been someone who eats whatever I want and never gain weight. So now I was eating what I want, and I was eating even worse, and I was drinking. That's we scale. So it's very important to adopt a mindset that is much more healthier when it comes to pursuing your goals in your body transformation, because it makes the journey much more bearable. I promise you guys, it makes it so much more bearable. So anyways, that's it on self-love. Now I'm going to move on to how I actually lost weight. So when I started my weight loss journey at the beginning of 2021, my official weight loss journey, which led me to who I am today and what I look like today, this sexy butt ting. So basically what had happened was I decided to go pescatarian. I decided to quit meat because there's a lot of things that I've read online and things that I've heard from people, and I was actually very close to someone at the time who was also pescatarian, and they spoke about how much they've been struggling to gain weight since they became pescatarian because they rapidly lost weight after they cut meat out of their diet. So I was like, this is what I'm doing. And also I had experience from the previous year when I gave up meat for a month and I lost weight like rapidly. I was like, okay, this is definitely something that can work for me, and if I push it for a while, I'm sure I'll reach my goals. So I went pescatarian for 2 months. I was pescatarian. It was going very well. I also tried to cut out dairy, but I was really struggling to go back to almond milk. I couldn't stand the taste. And then I also cut out sugar from my diet. I don't have a sweet tooth, thank God, but I do crave sweet things, especially that period of PMSing. So I never really struggled with cutting out sweet things from my diet, because the only sugar that I actually consume is when I have my coffee in the morning or when I'm having like fruit, which is natural sugar, and that's not too bad at all. So fine, I cut out meat, I make the necessary changes, and then I also had to get rid of carbs. So this is something that I really have to emphasize to you guys. Some people go pescatarian and then they say that they're gaining weight, and I think it's because sometimes when you're not having meat, you try and substitute the protein with something else that you know will be filling. So maybe you add more potatoes to your meals, or you'll have bread, for example. If you can cut out meat and starch at the same time, I would highly recommend that you do, or limit your intake significantly, because that is what's going to help you lose weight. So even while I was pescatarian, I would have my scrambled eggs with no bread. I wasn't even having rye bread at that point. I was so serious about what I was trying to do to my body. Not even having rye bread. I wasn't even trying to find healthier alternatives for starch. I was like, starch, goodbye. So I cut out starch, and then after I've been cutting out starch, I went vegan for 30 days. That was the toughest period of my life. Guys, I love seafood, and the fact that I enjoy seafood makes it so much easier to cut out meat, because I feel like I'm not missing out on that much. But not having meat and not having seafood, bundler, high shame. That thing is not for the weak. I'm not even gonna tell you guys right now. Like, I can't even lie to you guys right now. It is not for weak people. You need to have discipline that is crazy, because sometimes when you look at these meals, and no matter how well prepared they don't look appetizing. You're just like, this is just veggies mashed together and they put some sauce and they're trying to make it look hearty, but it doesn't look hearty. So it requires a lot of discipline. I pushed that for 30 days, and you know what? It wasn't difficult to get into, I think, because I was really eating clean with my pescatarian diet. So by the time I transitioned to vegan, I didn't struggle much. It was fine, it went well. And then after having done that, I was like, I'm not gonna be vegan for any longer. Nope. And that's when I went back to being pescatarian. And I was pescatarian, I was strict with being pescatarian most of the year. Not gonna lie, I definitely did slip up in between here and there where I had a bit of chicken. But the one thing I really try to stay away from is red meat. And let me tell you guys something. Even there was a time where, or a few times where I tried to have red meat, and it's so weird, like once you cut it out of your diet, it's almost as if your body rejects it when you try and consume it. Most of what helped me lose weight is definitely diet. I was running a lot at some point. I know cardio also does help, but diet, guys, when they say 80% of the work done when it comes to transforming your body is in the kitchen, they are not lying. What you put in your mouth has a huge impact on the results that you see when you look in the mirror, honestly. And also, just to also mention for other people who have other concerns, maybe such as skin concerns, cutting red meat out of my diet is the best thing that I've ever done for my skin. Guys, I kid you not. Right now my skin is peeling because I've got a chemical peel. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, like here, there's a bit of flaking skin. But there is no texture on my face. And you guys know YouTube videos, there's no filter, this is not Instagram. There's no texture on my face after I cut meat out of my diet. And that's when I realized that meat is such a problem and it's actually not good for us, was when I would cheat on my diet to have meat, and what would happen? Skin breaks out. That's when I was like, oh, actually, this has also been a problem. So, I mean, how nice was it to discover that, you can be snatched without eating meat and the skin can clear up. Give God a hallelujah. So, yeah, guys, that is basically how I lost weight. And then there are definitely other things that you should bear in mind during your weight loss journey, such as consuming a lot of water, drinking green tea. If you can start your morning off with a cup of green tea or hot water with lemon, just to kickstart your digestive system, I would highly recommend that you do that. And another thing that you could try, which I feel like I do subconsciously, is intermittent fasting. I'm not a breakfast person. I never eat in the morning. I only have to force myself to eat now in the morning because I'm training and my sessions are in the morning. But I'm not a morning person when it comes to anything really. But yeah, with eating, I'm not a morning person. So what I would do, especially while I was dieting and not working out, I wouldn't eat most of the morning. Like I'd have a cup of coffee and then maybe have my first meal around 12, which would then be a smoothie. I used to always substitute my lunch with a smoothie and then I'd have dinner. So even like portion control, that narrows down how much you're consuming a lot. So it might seem like you're starving yourself, but I never felt like I was starving myself. I feel like my body adapted very quickly to my portions. I don't recommend this for someone who has underlying health issues. I do recommend that you speak to your doctor first. Actually, anyone and everyone watching this video, any advice I'm giving you, please first consult with your doctor because I'm not a professional in this field. I'm just telling you guys about what worked for me. So yeah, I would substitute my lunch with a smoothie. That would fill me up for a good couple of hours, and then I'd have dinner. If ever I had to have a snack between dinner, or even have a snack after dinner, if I felt like I was hungry, I would do things like boil eggs. I love boiled eggs, chef's kiss. Or I would chop up some carrots and cucumbers, or I'd have fruit. So it's just about being intentional about eating clean. And if you really want to snack on something, there's things such as like popcorn, for example. That's a healthy alternative. I always buy this other nut and corn mix from Woolworths. It's like a barbecue flavor. Yes, there's definitely some calories in that, but I feel like it's a much healthier alternative than having a packet of knickknacks. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I'm not a dietitian. But yeah, guys, it's a journey. It is honestly a journey. It's a transformation journey, and it's something that you need to do when you're ready to commit to it. And I really feel like the most important thing about this entire journey, and I feel like what made it even possible for me to do this and even do it when I wasn't realizing. I mean, there were times where I wasn't being intentional about eating clean, or dieting, but I was still losing weight last year, and that's how I reached my goal weight. I was very shocked to reach my goal weight because at some point my weight was very stagnant. But when you love the body that you're working on, you have a much healthier relationship with weight loss, to an extent where it doesn't feel like you are pushing yourself to lose weight, or you're putting your body under a lot of strain, or the transformation or this new routine that you're introducing your body to is overwhelming. It feels 10 times less overwhelming when you love the body that you're working with, because you do it with care. You know, you're being kind to yourself in the process. You're not being very hard on yourself. So even now, moving forward, the lifestyle changes I've adopted: no more red meat for me at all. White meat, unfortunately, chicken has been very difficult for me to give up on. I will not lie to you guys. Chicken is hard, but I'm trying really hard to stay away from fried chicken. I think that's something I can have once in a blue moon when I'm really craving it to cheat. But anyway, sorry to divert, guys. So just to quickly touch on 2 things before I move on to Q&A. I know that you guys may have a lot of questions regarding things that I haven't mentioned in this video pertaining to weight loss, mainly because I did attempt a weight loss journey in 2020, remember? So I remember there was a time on social media when I was telling you guys about diet pills that I was taking and everything. During this past year at my fresh weight loss journey, I didn't use any diet pills. No diet pills whatsoever. I found that they are great for when you're trying to lose weight because they suppress your appetite. However, once you get off them, you go back to eating and it's just not conducive at all, and they're not healthy because there's ones that I've taken where you literally forget to eat. You have to force yourself to eat because you are never ever hungry. I can't imagine what that does to your body, because we need energy to function. Your body needs energy, your brain needs energy, so you need to consume something. Even if you do cut down your portions, having foods that are high in nutrition is very important. So just to get that out of the way and clarify, no diet pills were used. In terms of weight loss injections, so I did use fat dissolving injections in 2020, and that month that I lost weight, I got about 60 of them. I basically got them all over my body. Yes, they work. They work. I would recommend them. However, they work if you are using them in conjunction with a healthy diet as well as consuming a lot of water, because what they do is they break down the fat. Your fat turns into liquid. In order to get rid of that liquid, you need to drink water. If you're not drinking the required amount of water on a daily basis, then you are basically working against yourself. There's no point in wasting your money on that injection because your body will end up storing the fat. Did I use weight loss injections now in the past year on my new weight loss journey while I've been pescatarian? Yes, I have. I even have it on my highlights. Skin renewal, I've gotten them, I think it was once or twice. And I only did them around my tummy area, guys, because at this point I'd already started losing weight, and my main focus was to rapidly lose weight around my stomach. I was very happy with how every other area of my body was responding to the diet. So it was mainly my stomach. You know, stomachs are very stubborn. Like even now, even though I've lost weight, and one could say that my tummy is relatively flat, there is definitely fat pockets that are very stubborn. Like my lower tummy is so stubborn. It's significantly smaller than what it used to be, but it is so stubborn. So there's definitely something that I'm probably still going to pursue even now. Even though I'm not trying to lose weight right now, I'm just focused on toning. I feel like they're really going to help me achieve the results that I want to regarding my stomach much quicker. So fat dissolving injections, I would recommend them. However, I would recommend that you go to a professional who has a license, who is using the correct medication. You don't want to be injecting substances that you don't know into your body. That could be very detrimental to your health. So let's move on to the Q&A part of the video. I can't wait to see all the questions that people have asked. I haven't gone through them as yet. So the first question is, did you attempt any juicing? No, I did not. I didn't juice at all. I am someone who has tried juicing in the past, mainly for detox. I think I tried it in like 2018 even, or 2019. It's not something that works for me, and that's why I also say it's very important to also understand yourself during this weight loss journey. There's definitely things that you could push yourself and be disciplined when it comes to, but you know what doesn't work for you. Someone was like, what was most helpful at the start of your transition to a plant-based diet? Being pescatarian. Being pescatarian will help you a lot, because already you've cut out the one thing that a lot of our daily diet is based on or is dependent on, which is meat. Like generally as human beings, I don't even want to say black people because I know there's a stereotype that black people love meat way more than white people. But generally, like, you'll have your protein and veggies. Like, most of your meals are centered around protein. So once you remove that from your diet, trust me, going vegan is going to be so easy for you. It is hard though because seafood is nice. Actually, everything is nice, but it's easier transitioning to vegan from being pescatarian than it is jumping straight from eating meat, red meat, ribs, everything, to not eating meat at all. Girl, first go pescatarian. I promise you, once you've nailed that, you can definitely be vegan. Oh, actually, can I also just clarify, I wasn't vegan, I was plant-based. I don't want to say vegan because vegan means no eggs as well, and I was definitely consuming eggs. I probably shouldn't have been eating eggs on a plant-based diet, but I can't give up eggs for anything. I'm so sorry. I love eggs way too much. What did you do to curb the cravings? It's honestly just finding healthier alternatives of what you're craving, and also being very strict in your diet. So in terms of finding healthier alternatives, there's a place called Lekker Vegan in Hyde Park. They also have a store in Mihlali. So whenever I was craving fried chicken while I was full on pescatarian, I would always get chicken from them because, yes, fine, it's not real chicken, but it tastes so close to chicken, guys. It tastes like chicken. I even had chicken nuggets from them last week. It tastes like chicken. So there's definitely alternatives out there. I honestly feel like it's a great substitute. You don't even realize that you're not eating meat. So yeah, finding alternatives really helps. And I mean, we live in a century where there's so much technology. We're so advanced, guys. We really have the privilege of replacing these things with other options that are much healthier. So do your research and see. And then in terms of discipline, just be disciplined. Like, you have a goal and you need to achieve this goal. The only way to do it is to be determined and consistent. Honestly, that's the only way. You really have to shift your mindset to, this is a lifestyle that I'm adopting. If I'm constantly going to be cheating, is it really going to be a lifestyle, or is it just going to be a diet for now, and then I'm going to go back to my bad patterns once I've lost the weight? So it's constantly reminding yourself. And also another thing that really helped was after I went pescatarian, then plant-based, and back to pescatarian, and then I was like, actually I can dabble in meat here and there. Whenever I cheated, like when I had like your very unhealthy chicken, like fried chicken for example, I was always very underwhelmed. So that helps you. You get to a point where you actually don't even really crave the fried chicken, or you get to a point where you don't crave, like I don't crave red meat right now. I really don't, guys. I really don't crave red meat. I had red meat on Christmas, yes, but to even prove that I'm not used to eating it, the portions that I consume now, should I ever have it, are extremely small. Like I had one piece of red meat on Christmas Day. So your body really adjusts. It really adjusts. It's just about introducing it to that new habit. Okay, did you ever have tummy fat? Because I don't remember you having it. We touched on this earlier. It's all about the natural silhouette of the waist. Naturally, my silhouette makes my everything appear smaller, so you won't really see me gain weight around my tummy unless I turn to the side. Does the waist trainer really help with your workout? What are the benefits for you? So there's a lot of fitness people who say waist trainers don't work. There's been a lot of chatter around waist trainers. Some people say it works, some people say it doesn't. That's why I'll never go on my platforms and be like, you have to use a waist trainer when you work out because it will make your waist cinch. No. I feel like the cinching of your waist is something that comes naturally, number one. Yes, you could use a waist trainer. Waist trainers naturally encourage the area to sweat, especially when you're working out. That's definitely something that helps you cut down on fat. So I think they do work to a certain extent, but I can't say that you must just waist train and not work out and not eat clean and you'll see results. You definitely won't. Diet first, workout definitely. I feel like a waist trainer is something that supports the journey, and that's why I wear it when I work out. Did you strictly cut out fizzy drinks and meat? Meat, yes, last year, but now I'm partially pescatarian. I actually don't know what to call myself because I don't have days where I eat meat. I just eat it when I'm craving it. So if this whole week I don't crave chicken, then I won't eat it. So I don't know what to call myself yet. But fizzy drinks, yes, I did cut out, but when I craved Coca-Cola, I would have it. So I wasn't very hard on myself about cravings, guys, as long as I'm not craving Coca-Cola every day. And I'd always try to make sure that my cheat day was like on a weekend. So on a Sunday, I'm cheating. I want to have my Coca-Cola. I want to, You know what I mean? If I want to have chips, I'll have chips. But don't make it a habit. Do not make it a habit. So fizzy drinks, yes, I had to get rid of. I had to get rid of all those things. In the beginning of my weight loss journey, guys, I was like, I'm going to be so strict with myself because I need my body to get used to this healthy lifestyle. How long did it take for you to start seeing positive results? So the one thing about my body is that I gain weight and I lose weight very quickly. Hence why in 2020 when I posted about my weight loss, I lost weight in a month. I lose weight quickly if I put my mind to it and I put in the work. If I really, really discipline myself to food. I've realized that food is my biggest downfall. So if I can discipline myself when it comes to diet, I will lose the weight. So I started seeing a difference very quickly. I think it was around my Careers magazine cover shoot, which was early in the year, probably around March, because I was on set and the stylist who was styling me for that shoot is someone who had styled me for previous shoots. So I think it was after I went plant-based, because during the time I was plant-based, that month alone made a huge difference when it comes to my weight. So the stylist mentioned that, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight, like the garments are fitting without me having to, you know. And naturally that really is how it is. Like, it's not even an offensive remark because designers do design their clothes according to models because it's on runway, and then when stylists are sourcing, they get the runway pieces. So yeah, that's when I started seeing a difference. It wasn't huge, but there was a significant difference. Another thing that I guess made it seem like a huge difference was because naturally my lower body is thicker than my upper body. So when I start losing weight, it looks like the weight loss is rapid on my upper body because you start seeing like my bones and like my collarbones are showing more, but my thighs will still be thick. Like now I feel like my thighs are still relatively thick. I don't know if I could fall under slim thick. Am I even slim? I don't know, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I started seeing a difference pretty early. Someone left a positive remark. It's not a question, but I'm going to read it. She says, you look really great and I'm so excited for my journey. You made yours really beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How did you stay motivated and when did you start your weight loss journey? I started my weight loss journey towards the end of December. I think it was in the last week of December last year. Literally Christmas Day, my plate was majority salad, one chicken drumstick and other salads. Literally, guys, because I was like, I want to lose weight right now. So yeah, I started the weight loss journey pretty early. And the second part of the question is, how did you stay motivated? It was honestly the goal. What I wanted for myself, how I wanted to feel in clothes, how I wanted to feel naked, how I wanted to feel when I look in the mirror. That's honestly the reason why I just, like, that's what kept me motivated throughout the entire weight loss journey. It was purely that. I can't say there's anything else. How do you get rid of bloating? I have no idea. I still struggle with that now. I was actually telling my trainer on Monday that I'm extremely bloated. I get very bloated when I'm PMSing, so I don't know, guys. I have no idea. How was your mental state through the ups and downs? So a lot of people don't touch on this, and I feel like it's a very important conversation that we should be having around any body transformation, be it weight gain or weight loss. Because one thing about working on yourself externally, you need to also be doing the internal work, and that's exactly why I spoke about loving yourself before embarking on any transformation journey, because you want to be kind to yourself in the process, and if you don't love what you're dealing with, you will not be able to be kind to yourself, and that will make your journey of transformation even much more unpleasant. So for me, I was fine. I thought I was fine in the beginning, but I think because I wanted it so bad, I became obsessed with it, which led to me having a very unhealthy relationship with food, to an extent where there was a day or two or even three that I recall where I did not eat, like the whole day. I was not on any diet pills, no appetite suppressant, but I just did not eat. Like, I would go the whole day without eating, and maybe right before bed at 10 or whatever, I'm realizing that I haven't eaten. But because I'm so obsessed with this mentally, it's so weird how strong the mind is. It's almost as if my mind made my stomach switch off any alert that it should send to tell me that I'm hungry, you should eat. I didn't eat. It's something that I really had to quickly work on, and I didn't go to therapy or anything. It was honestly just me working through it alone, you know. It was just a personal thing for me. I was like just eat, but eat clean. Like I had to remind myself to eat, and that's why I even started doing things like substituting lunch with smoothies. I find smoothies way easier to consume. I realized that during this body transformation, I have lost my appetite significantly. Even now, like I would rather have a smoothie in the morning than have a bowl of oats. I find like a bowl of anything is very overwhelming in the morning. So I guess it's just about understanding your body and finding healthy ways to work around that. But it wasn't easy at all, and I would recommend that anybody who wants to undergo any transformation, even if you're going to get surgery, do a lot of work internally. Like have healthy conversations with yourself about your body and your physical appearance. You don't want to undergo this transformation where you're achieving what you wanted externally, but internally your mind is just all over the place, and now next thing you even start hating the goal that you set for yourself that you have now achieved. So yeah, it's very, very complicated, but just be mindful of that. Do you eat bread? No, I don't. Guys, when I say I don't eat bread and that I cut out carbs, I don't think people understand that I'm not lying. I mean starch, sorry. I don't eat bread. I do not eat bread. The only bread that I buy is rye bread. Should I ever buy any other kind of bread, it is for my family if they're coming to visit or my helper. Did you take any weight loss teas? No, I did not. How did you lose weight without losing your curves? And I think this is why a lot of people think I may have gotten work done on my body. So I'm going to insert some pictures of my body from, I think it was 2017. I was wearing a bikini. I was on the beach, a white bikini. You can clearly see I have hips. Another image I'm going to insert is one from a photo shoot that I did where I was wearing a dress with 2 high slits on the sides. You can see I have hips. Yes, my frame was very small. Pay attention to how small my frame was on my upper body. I was basically like almost bony, but I had those little hips coming out. It's natural body shape, my love. It's what my mama gave me. It's what my mama gave me, child. My mama gave me the booty. She gave me the booty. She gave me a whole lot of hips too, honey, and a whole lot of thighs. That's what my mama gave me. How did you look past your laziness to go to the gym? As I said, I wasn't working out consistently, but at the time that I was really pushing it, I found something that I love. I hate training, but I love running. So I remember I used to run a lot. Like I probably used to run 3 times a week at some point. I don't know if you guys recall. So yeah, it really helps to find something that you love and focus on that. And that was cardio for me, luckily, which also helps with weight loss. How did you lose weight without dropping a bra size? I did drop. I think I dropped 1 cup size though, not a lot, because my bras are slightly big. Like as you guys can see, even with this one, when I do this, there's a gap in there. So yeah, I did lose my boobs a bit, but not too much. So I'm gonna answer 2 more questions before I end off this video. The first question is your focus more on cardio or weights? At the moment, my main focus is on weight training because I'm trying to tone up, but I want to definitely incorporate cardio in my toning up process or in my workout routine because I naturally have a curvy body, so I never ever want to get comfortable with not doing cardio. I feel like it's very important just to make sure that I also maintain weight in case I slip off on diet. But yeah, it's mainly weight. Second question was, did you give up alcohol? No, I did not. And that's exactly why I have this glass here. Well, also because it's an evening and I want to tell myself a glass of wine. But I didn't give up alcohol, guys. I didn't. I did not give up alcohol. In the month that I lost weight in 2020, I did because I was home. But even after I came back to Joburg, I realized that it's unrealistic. I'm young, I have a social life, I have friends that drink. And not to say that I'm not someone who can be disciplined and make my own decisions. Yes, I can, but I also didn't want to give up drinking. So I decided to cut down on drinks that are heavy in sugar. For example, champagne. If you are a champagne connoisseur, baby girl, you gotta stop right now if you're trying to lose weight, because that is a glass of sugar right there. Okay, or maybe consume it only on weekends. I don't know, but champagne I had to stop very quickly. I started drinking cognac, Hennessy. That helps a lot because another nice thing is that you can always dash it with water or sparkling water, ideal if you are someone who's on a very strict diet. But yeah, champagne needs to go. And then wine also is high in calories, But I don't know, like I don't beat myself up much about drinking alcohol because I know that diet-wise I'm doing very, very well. And I'm not someone who drinks every single day. I don't go out every single day. I'm not having a cocktail every single day. My job doesn't require me to be in social settings every single day. So if I do lunch on a Thursday with a friend and I have a cocktail, I don't beat myself up about it because I know that's not my everyday consumption, you know. So yeah, it's just important to figure out different alcohols, their calorie counts, and see what could work for you based on your preference and your palate. That is it for my weight loss Q&A and weight loss video altogether. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave me feedback down below. I have been extremely transparent with you guys. If you have any other questions, you are more than welcome to leave them down below in the description box. Yeah, each to their own, guys. It's a very personal thing, and it's something that you really need to take your time. Don't put yourself under too much pressure. Don't hate your body into forcing it to lose weight. Don't hate your body throughout the process. Practice being kind to yourself. Practice loving yourself. Appreciate the body that you have now in order to introduce a healthy, transformed body, okay, in a healthy manner. So just pay attention to all the things if you guys are going to embark on this journey. I wish you all the best. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Stay blessed and beautiful.